Hey guys, welcome back to the Ice Project. Good friend in the house tonight. But we are dropping a new collection coming on this Thursday, the first part of our summer drop. Really looking forward to that, so make sure you jump online, cop something doozy. But for now, roll the intro.
Welcome to the Ice Project. Welcome to the Ice Project.
Big Lars, what's up?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Australia. What's been happening?
Not much. We caught up at Pete's Bucks party.
What a weekend, huh?
Yeah, that's when I first seen you and the great Corey Norman, and then we all went to the wedding the next weekend, and got straight into some training there for some boxing, and so it's been pretty full on. Not much of a holiday since being back. So
yeah, poor Darcy. We had to share a room. It was me, him, and Normie, and poor Darcy was jet lagged, and me and Normie were steaming through, flying, shouting shit. Normie was worse. I was almost home nice and early, but.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell the missus.
Yeah. Nah, it was good. What a weekend.
Yeah. All right. So obviously your big topic right now is Justin Hodges leading into a boxing match. How did all this come about?
It's sort of been coming for a couple of years now. A couple of years ago, with the Rose Boys, they got that promotion there, the No Limit promotions. They hold all those fight nights, and it was going to happen a couple of years ago, but I was injured, so didn't really happen. And then now it's a perfect opportunity. Don't have to be back in Toronto until January, and I just got a call. Actually, when we're up at the wedding, asking if I'd be keen to fight Justin Hodges, and I said yes straight away, and yeah, here we are.
Who were we going to fight a couple of years ago?
I got offered Gao.
Oh, so when Junior Paulo was going to fight, that was meant to be your fight?
Yeah. So
are you glad you didn't take it?
All things happen for a reason, I think. So someone's looking after me, I think. So,
do you know what's funny about that? I remember sitting next to you on that night. We were sitting right by the side. Remember, it was me, you, Ches, and that. And I remember you grabbing me like, "I'd love to get it. I'm getting in there next year."
Yeah.
So you've always knew you wanted to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I always wanted to, and I'm getting old now. I'm 30 years old, so I knew that if it didn't happen now, then probably wouldn't happen. In a couple of years, I would have been filthy that I didn't do it. So it's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to do it, but now I'm actually doing it. I'm just, it's pretty full on, and
it's pretty fucking scary, isn't it?
Scary. Yeah,
it's not like you can look to the left and the right. Wait, let's go get this fella.
Yeah, I've told a couple of people that rugby league's tough. Rugby league's a tough sport, one of the toughest sports you can play. But you make 2 tackles, you can have a breather. You know what I mean? In boxing, you're getting punched in the head. Over the years I've been hitting the pads. You think you're going all right, and then you get in there and spar someone, and someone's trying to take your head off. You think, shit,
it's a little bit different.
I'm some strife here. So
it's sort of like going onto a driving range, and you're smacking them dead straight, and you jump on the golf course and shank
it. But no, it's been good. It's been so hard. There's a lot of people are having a crack at me and Justin and a lot of footballers for getting in the ring. But
I was going to ask you that question. Where do you reckon that stems from?
Yeah, well, I can understand where boxers come from, because a lot of boxers, they bust their ass for the whole life. Even where I'm now at Southside Gym in Caringbah, there's a lot of boxers there that have done it their whole life, just like we've played footy our whole life, and they get no money, you know what I mean, and they work jobs, and it's a tough sport. And then a rugby league player comes in, gets paid a good amount of money and get the exposure. But I guess that's just the way it is, isn't it? That's what people want to see fight. But anyone that's going to get in the ring, I take my hat off to, you know what I mean? So
I don't think it's something I could ever do.
Yeah.
You sound surprised. No, it's just I don't know. You either got it or you got it, or you don't, and something in a sport like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was last week. I was at home, just watching TV, and they were doing an interview with Tim Zhu, who's the main event on the night that I'm there, and he was fighting at the ICC Darling Harbour, where I'm going to be fighting, and there was it was packed, it was a full on packed, and I was like, shit, what have I done here? You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I'm excited because I'm never going to get this kind of opportunity again, and not many people would get an opportunity to do something like this. So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go in and have a dig and see what happens.
All right, let's dig back into your background in terms of boxing or street fighting. Have you had any? Give us a bit of a background on where you come from.
Nah, I don't.
You have got a bit of a very relaxed guy. If you don't know Darcy, he's the most relaxed guy. But once the old switch goes, it's hard to turn back.
No, I've always done boxing training, you know what I mean, for fitness. And when I was young, my dad sent me down to a boxing gym, and I did that for a couple of years. But I've never had any boxing fights or anything like that.
A few spars and that, surely?
Yeah, a couple, but not nothing like what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, when people say sparring, when I first heard sparring, I thought 60-70%. But then when I got in the first time, this bloke put one right on my chin.
Yeah.
Started seeing stars, and I thought, fuck, what's on here, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it starts off sparring, starts off about 70-80%, but by the end, it's 100%. Like, you're in there fighting, so it's just completely different. Like, you hit the pads, you think you're a world beater. You know what I mean? You get in the ring and someone's punching you, and fitness like you're lactated. It's heavy. It's heavy, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
All right, so a little training camp right now. Talk us through a regular training day for you. What does it look like?
Yeah, so I usually try and get 2-3 sessions out a day in the morning. I usually do some cardio.
2-3 a day?
Yeah. So I usually do some cardio in the morning and then some weights. I haven't really been doing many weights over the last probably 5 weeks just because I need to sort of trim down a little bit. And in the afternoon is the boxing, which I go over to Southside Gym in Caringbah and do the boxing. Sometimes I'm boxing for up to 2 hours. Sometimes it's an hour. So, like, it's full on. It's like full on, you know what I mean? Like, and I've trained every day since I got the call. I've trained every single day.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and do that right up until just so, as a footballer, when you go into a game and you haven't really prepared, it's in the back of your mind, you know what I mean? So this time I'm just going to just do the work, and then that's one less thing I have to worry about once I'm in there.
So, obviously going up against Justin Hodges, what do you know about him? Obviously, besides his football talent, and you obviously played against him a few times. Came out, he said he didn't know who you were. That gave me a bit of a
giggle. Yeah, that got me. He's
an athlete first and foremost, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And, in terms of rugby league, he was one of the best to do it, like Queensland, Australia.
Remember trying to tackle him from marker and that? He's strong, man. He's weirdly strong. He hated to defend.
So that means he's going to have a good jab. But, it's just he's a big name. That's how this fight's getting the sort of the coverage it is. It's because of him. But
he's not very well liked down here, is he?
No, not in New South Wales. I've noticed in a lot of social media, a lot of people
want you to take his head off, don't they?
Which is a nice change because usually it's people wanting me to get my head taken off. But yesterday we had the press conference. I was hoping he'd come in and be a dickhead, but he was actually really nice. You know what I mean? So I got full respect for him. There's no history there or anything, but at the end of the day, we got to get in there and fight, don't we? So I have respect for him, what he's doing, what he's been doing. His last two opponents were really poor, but it's not his fault, is it? So he's one of the best to do at rugby league now. He's having a crack at Thingo and at boxing, and everyone wants to see it. That's the thing. Everyone wants to see him fight. So hopefully everyone
either want to see him win or to see him lose, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a bit the other way around for you as well. A few people don't like you online.
Yeah, mainly just you and Corey and
PT. Just coming at you flat.
Yeah, but it's people can say what they want online, and the day we're the ones in there having a crack, and I love a good bit of banner, and I'm excited. 2.5 weeks to go.
Not too long, is it?
No, it's not. We should
go like that.
Yeah.
Walkout song. What are you going with?
Oh, you got to go Troy Ave.
You actually going to go there?
Yeah, have to.
Oh, a bit of a history behind the song. Troy Ave, she belonged to the game. Used to go on drinks. No, we used to go on vendors back in our day, and that was sort of our song. And every time we have that song, sort of brings back good memories, doesn't it?
Day two.
Yeah, day two. Geez, the boys are growing up, haven't we?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Until next time.
Okay.
So just with Justin Hodges, we'll touch on this. Obviously, the hot topic right now. Do you do any video or anything on him, or is there boxing coaches that are going? Are you going in with a plan of attack, or football's a little bit different. If someone gets a shot on you, and you're like, "Fuck, where's he going?" I want to get him next time. Obviously, North Sydney, that sort of scenario. But you get clipped on the chin. Like, how are you going to keep your anger in check? Because I know you.
Yeah. It's that's the biggest thing we've sort of been working on. Like, I want to go in there, and even though I'm not, I want to try and look like a boxer and fight like a boxer, and not, go in there swinging wild
like Custo.
Like, great Christina. But so there's not really much footage on him because his last two fights only lasted about 20-30 seconds each. So, but I'm fully prepared. In sparring is the thing that gets you ready the most. You get a hit on the chin and you see stars, and you do want to get go, but you have to control yourself. Get your breathing back in, try and get your technique back, and get back into it. But it's tough, as a footballer. Like, before you run out, you're so psyched up because usually, you know, being a front rower, you usually have that first carry where everyone's trying to kill you. So you're trying to pump yourself up and go forward. But in a boxing match, you got to go out there and try and be relaxed at the start. Otherwise, you're going to burst. So it's just a complete opposite. You know, you keep trying to throw yourself forward, and it's just so technical boxing. Like, I was speaking to actually Paul Gallen. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago on the phone, and
he's a good lad. People pay him out, but he's actually a really good lad.
Yeah, he's a top bloke. And I said, it's a bit frustrating at times. He goes, mate, the more you box, the shitter you realise you are. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much to learn. So I'm not trying to learn everything. I'm just trying to learn a couple of things, and I'm getting there slowly. I wish I had a bit more time. Yeah. Like, I wish I sort of had about 10 weeks, but I'm just going to have to make do.
All right, let's talk a little bit of footy, your favourite subject in the world.
Yeah.
Now, Toronto obviously making news at the moment with Sonny Bill heading over. What's it like playing for Toronto pre-Sonny Bill? Give us the format, like, where do you guys live? How do you play? Because not many people know about it.
Yeah, not many people do know about it, so that's a good question. So what happens is we play in the English competition. We started in what you would call third division, so because we're a new team. So we won that one. I wasn't there for that. And then we got promoted to championship, which is like a reserve grade sort of thing.
New South Wales Cup over there.
And then we lost a grand final in that last year.
That would have hurt, eh?
Yeah, it did. That hurt. And then so we had to do that again, and then we won. So now we're in the Super League. So we're a Canadian team, and we play in the English Super League now. So it's very confusing, but we're the first transatlantic team to ever play in the Super League.
How far is that flight?
It's about 6.5 hours.
So you guys are based in Manchester for a little bit, and then Toronto. Yeah, so explain that to people, because they don't get it.
Yeah, so we're based in Manchester. Like, all the families and everyone, we live in Manchester, because 90% of our team are English. We don't have any Canadians, so we've got English, Australians. Our favourite Samoan, Ricky Latelli, he's our
second favourite now, isn't he?
Yeah. Bodine Thompson, New Zealand.
Was he with you boys now?
Yeah. He's a legend. He's one of the all-time greats. And we stay there. And then at the start of the year, it's too cold to play in Canada because it's under snow. So we play all our away games. First in England, and then we head over to Toronto for the summer, and we play all our home games in Toronto during the summer. So it's a pretty good lifestyle, you know what I mean? But this year they're changing up. They're not going to let us stay there for the whole summer and play 12 games, because it's a disadvantage for other teams, you know what I mean? So it's going to be 2 on 2 off, which is going to be pretty tough with the travel, because it's all right going over there, coming back with the time difference and stuff. It takes a little bit getting used to.
What is the time difference?
It's 5 hours. So I think
that's enough, eh?
Yeah, 5 hours. Yeah. So I can't remember which way it is, but it's so we get given sort of accommodation in Toronto. We have our houses in Manchester, and
so you got your own house. So you have to find your own house in Manchester.
Yeah. That's up to us, and then the club look after us, like in a hotel and stuff in Toronto. So it's such a cool city. We're right in the middle of the city, right in the CN Tower. The basketball, we can see the Raptors. Raptors win. Went to the parade. We go to the baseball, the ice hockey. We're right in the middle of the city. We all ride our bikes to training, or get the tram to training, get the tram to the game.
It's a really cool city, because obviously when I had to catch up with you last year, I don't really realise how vibrant it is, you know what I mean? But you get up there, there's people bouncing around, and Canadians are known as being nice people, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And I think because most of the year it's under snow, once the sun comes out, mate, everyone's just in the best mood, and it's a real happening city. And it's one thing is the sport mad city. Yeah. Like, everyone loves their sport there, and everyone gets behind whatever team it is. So Toronto's sort of getting a little bit of a following. Like, in our grand final, we had 12,000 there. So that's not bad for a team that
3 years in.
Yeah, 3 years in, and no one has never played rugby league there before. So they're getting behind us, and it's just such a good city to live in. Very livable city.
Brian McDermott, he's your coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can throw him, can't he?
Yeah,
have you heard that?
Yeah. I've seen a few clips of him on YouTube, so he can throw him. So I knew as soon as that fight come up,
was he straight on the phone?
Yeah,
was he?
I just called him straight away. I knew that he would have been sweet, and so I've been speaking to him a little bit. He's given me a couple of tips. And
bro, he's fucking big, man. I seen him at the press conference next to Sonny. He was sort of looking down. And I was like, what the fuck is he massive? He got a massive melon on him too.
Yeah, mate.
Have you heard that story when he flogged that bloke down in London? Chad Randall told me a story one time. Some young fella caught him out in a video, and he caught him outside. side and put one straight on his
Really?
chin. I don't know if it's true or not, but
I'll have to bring that up with him.
yeah, straight on.
Yeah.
So obviously Sonny Bill coming over, pretty exciting. Fuck, what does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the team, and what does that mean to the city?
It's crazy, eh?
Fucking crazy. He's a man, eh?
I'm still in shock. Like, when it was all getting tossed up, so towards the end of the year, like there was talk, there might be some union players coming here because I think they can, I don't know how the salary cap works there with union players and stuff, but there's something can happen. And then I found out like 2 days before it got announced that he was coming, and I was
just in the group chat. The boys
I
go,
was
"Fuck,
just
we're on
like,
here."
what he's doing? You know what I mean? Like Sonny Bill is coming to play with us. I remember watching him feed blokes when I was in high school. What that's done for our club is I read an actual a good thing. In the paper, they can spend X amount of money on a big marketing campaign and it could work or not, but what they've done and got Sonny and got such a professional athlete and a freak of a player, plus the exposure, what it's done for our club is just massive because everyone knows who Toronto Wolfpack is now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but just the opportunity to play with Sonny, everywhere he goes, success seems to follow him. The Roosters.
That's not a coincidence, is it?
Nah, so I've heard nothing but good things about him and the culture that he brings. So I just can't wait to meet him. But
you're gonna have to rein it in a bit next year.
That would be right.
Maybe in Toronto.
Yeah. But mate, I just can't get. Like I was speaking to Ricky Latelli the other day, and we're just saying
he's gonna bang out the Samoan now.
Oh
isn't he, Ricky?
He'll probably forget about me.
Yeah.
Ricky, but it's crazy, and people over in Canada, they're talking about him, looking up who he is and what he's done, and he's so well known. Like he's really well known.
I was talking about this the other day on the podcast because he's a good looking bloke as well, and 6'4", 3'4".
He's the second best looking in the team now,
and you're the second highest paid. But I think the players that he's going to attract that come, maybe not might have been this year. I sort of talked about before. The same thing happened with LeBron when LeBron went to Lakers.
Yeah.
They sort of struggled for that year. I don't know what you guys are going to do next year, but maybe the year after might be the year where you guys have a real proper crack. So everyone's going to be last chance to play for Sonny Bill, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, everyone's going to want to come to play. Like I know that. One of the team managers said that he's getting calls from agents all over the world now trying to get their players to Toronto.
Really?
So, which is
sponsorship deals that wouldn't be hard to get now with him rocking up.
So, it's all positive for our club, and like what he would do for us, not just off the field but on the field, is just going to be tremendous. You know what I mean? Like I reckon in the first game, I'm just going to stand there and just look at him and just think, shit. Playing with Sonny Bill.
Little shoulder charge.
Give me one of those offloads, and I want to see you shoulder charge someone. Just get a couple of weeks off. It's crazy.
A bit of a boxing partner to go up there. That'd be all right.
Yeah. If he gets a big fight next year, and
with
I go,
Gal.
if I go all right this fight, maybe I'll be into him all year about trying to get on that undercard or something like that. It's crazy. So I think he's back there in January when we go there. So I'm looking forward to meeting him.
It's gonna be crazy. Just rocking up, just seeing him at training every single day. Fuck, I can't even. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I
was like, fuck, that'll be cool. Even on this live, bro, I'm 30 years old. I look at him and I go, fuck, you're the man. I still think you're the man.
I remember when we would have been in high school and then he just debuted when he was like 17 for the Dogs, and he's doing those shoulder charges.
You look at a 17-year-old now, you're like, what the fuck?
I know. And look what he's doing at 17.
Just jolting grown men.
Remember what he did in that World Club Challenge?
To Marcus Boy. Even, what's that, Bailey? Bro, he's a big dude, bro. And you're running straight, popped him. Poor Marcus Boy got dropped under.
Yeah, I don't think he's recovered yet either.
Yeah, poor dude.
No, I can't wait.
All right, so before we went over to Toronto in a place called Manly, obviously growing up there, junior club, what happened there?
Yeah, when I came up from Parramatta, went
should we just ignore the Parramatta part? Just come
yes.
back to Manly?
Yeah, let's go back to Manly. But I was there for... I was meant to be there for 3 years. I was only there for just over 2. So we were there together that first year. And
geez, a good time off the field more so than on.
Yeah, we didn't have the best on field that year, but I was pretty happy with how I went that year. The next year, at the end of that year, I really struggled with injuries. I had to get a shoulder reco. And then just when I got over that, I had to get a wrist pretty much reconstruction. And I was struggled that year on and off the field. But... and then towards the end of that year, I just knew something wasn't right.
You get a vibe, eh?
You
don't you? Yeah.
You know.
Hey, mate, not talking to you.
Yeah. I just knew something wasn't right going into that 2018 season.
Yeah.
And then, I hit up the coach and said, am I staying here? What's going on? He said, yeah, he's staying here. And then a player from another club said, oh, are you going to come to our club? You've been offered to our club.
Yeah.
I said, that's the first I've heard of it. So I know I was getting shopped around, but I was on, back end of deal. I was on a good deal, and I've come off probably not the best season. So I could see why they're probably trying to move me on. But the thing in rugby league is you just want people to be honest with you, especially coaches and management of clubs.
Geez, you're a pretty big dude, Darcy, man. If you come through my office and you ask, mate, we'll start you next week, eh?
But that's the only problem I had when, you feel like people are working against you.
Nate Miles had a similar thing, and he ended up in blow-ups. I know you probably didn't want us bringing this up, but then he goes, just people went straight with me.
Like,
you're grown, man. You'd rather just hit it straight in the eyes, and you can you'll be angry at the time and move on with it, but it's that sort of behind-the-scenes shit.
And what I think is, like, say a club doesn't want you right, like, instead of just chucking you in reserve grade for a year, the coach should go to, you know what, you're not, like, we would like to move you on, but let's try and help you find another club, or what can we do to, both make this work? Yeah. That would be a lot easier than having that animosity between each other, player hating the club, it's just not working. But at the end of the day, I didn't leave that certain, Trent and that management on the best terms. Yeah. I had a deal with, I knew that I was gone, and so I went and got that deal with Toronto, and they said, you can come now if you want. And I said, okay, yes, sweet, I'll ask the club. And the club said, no, we want you. And I said, okay, sweet, no worries, I'll stay here for the year and do all I can. And then, it's been reported they had a blow up, but what actually happened was, I got told I was going to play NRL that week, and then a trainer come over and said, I'm going to play in reserve grade. And I sort of said, what's the point of me being here? You know what I mean? I'm not going to get anything out of reserve grade. You guys aren't going to benefit from me being in reserve grade, so just let me go now. And that sort of turned into a bit of a verbal
between you and Baz.
Yeah, me and Baz, and then that was sort of at the end of a training session. So there was people around, and my dad was helping out at the club. He was on the field, and then he sort of couldn't help himself either. So it sort of got into like a three-way sort of verbal, and then once that happened, I knew that I was gone. So it was probably the best thing that could have happened for me personally. But at the end of the day, I don't have anything against Baz. Like, you got to see where he's like a coach.
Do you know what? But that's a weird fucking club too, man. Because I've obviously been in a few clubs around, and I've seen how clubs run, and when good ones aren't and the bad ones are. That's a weird club. Yeah. I don't feel like Baz makes all the calls there.
No, well, there was people above him who were making the calls.
They pick teams, eh? Yeah. It's weird. Like, how's the coach not picking the team? It just doesn't make sense.
Especially at that time, and when the team's not going good, people are always trying to blame other people and stuff like that. So, but at the end of the day, as a head coach, imagine looking after 30 blokes who are all pretty, unstable. Loose. You know what I mean? Like having to deal
on
with
an emotional roller coaster every week.
All these personalities and people being unhappy and happy. So the best thing that could have happened for me at that time was to leave, and which is pretty sad because I've grew up being a Manly fan. Like I was a Manly Tragic fan. I still really support him. And then when I seen Des come back, I was so happy for that club because that's what they need. They need Manly people in charge of that club.
Do you believe that? Do you genuinely believe that?
I believe with Manly, you have to have Manly people in charge.
They're their own crew, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Like they just roll differently. The Manly crew. So you can't.
They've sort of built up these walls around them because everyone used to hate them because they've been so good for so long, and they've got this sort of resilient thing that goes around them. They just keep turning up.
Mate, especially like you said it this year when they were busted, like they still had pretty much the same team, if not a little bit. I reckon last year's team might have been a little bit, with the names and whatnot, but they just kept turning up for each other, and they were just a tough footy team this year. Like I didn't get to watch too many of their games with the time difference, but the one that did, they were just a tough team. They remind me of like those early 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams that were just like, that was Manly, what they're known for, you know what I mean? Whatever happened, they just turned up for each other, and I was really happy for him. Des back, and I was happy for Cherry as well. Yeah, because he got put through the ringer for he copped a lot of shit from a lot of people. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't have made a nicer bloke. Yeah, and to see him come out now, leading that team and how tough they are and having the season that he's had. I'm friggin' stoked for him.
Obviously Chiz is one of our good mates, and I talk to him quite a bit, and he's probably early a couple of years ago, he goes, I can't wait till it's done so I can say my side of the story, because he's such a nice guy and does want to think. But I think he's kind of moved past that sort of phase, you know what I mean? He's grown, he's back playing Australia, he's back, like, he's the captain of Queensland, he's killing it, and there's not many too many people. He's had the most clutch shots. Like, he's the most clutch player. I think he's hit like 24 drop goals.
And he hits them both left and right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, that's probably one of the most questions I ever get asked about when people find out that you played for Manly. Oh, what's Cherry Evans like?
Yeah, same as
like
I. Yeah.
So what's Cherry Evans like? Well, mate, he's just like one of us. You know what I mean? He's just a real nice bloke, and people just want to bag him. It's like, what I have a problem with sometimes, like, people who speak poorly in the media, right, players, they get bagged, like, oh, he can't speak. Cherry speaks really well, and then he gets bagged for speaking really well. So how do you win?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because we come from blue-collar backgrounds, and he's so well-spoken and polite, people are like, oh, that mustn't be real, but that's actually how he is. And, like, he's the type of bloke, like, if he gets his order wrong at a cafe, he won't say, like, excuse me, you got my order wrong. He just sit there.
He'll apologise to the waiter.
As Jake Kitchen that's a big signing for the Manly coming back.
Crazy, 6 years.
Worth every cent, the boys.
Like, I don't think they were going to go anywhere anyway.
I reckon Tommy would leave.
Yeah, he probably would. He loves his money.
Got a bit of rap,
yeah, he does. I hope you're listening, Tommy.
They're jumping on. They're jumping on soon. Yeah, I'll be asking them serious questions too.
Yeah. But
Jakey's never leaving.
No,
he played for 80k. That bloke.
He's going to play till he's about 40. But imagine his body when he's 40.
He's going to be sore, boy. Isn't he?
He's very sore.
All right. So now, since you've been in the NRL, get to see it from a wide scope. Obviously, you read a lot of content in terms of articles and stuff. What don't you like about NRL from an outsider point of view that's just left the game? Is there anything that springs to mind? Is it
that I don't like about the game?
Just as a whole.
Well, I just think that the players get put under so much pressure now externally, and I think with the way that social media is going and the abuse, that they can cop from just anyone, that really pays a big toll on players these days. I know that's part of your job, it comes with it, but I just think that even, when you're out, people know that they can make $1 out of catching someone doing the wrong thing or something like that. That's the only issue, that I really see. But
it's kind of hard because there's a lot of like really great fans out there, and obviously you've been at Manly, and there's great fans that are rock solid and stuff like that, and it's just a couple fuckwits that sort of fuck it up. And then what we do as players, or what we used to do, you sort of clump fans into one sort of category, don't you? And I know fans do the same about us as well. Like, one person fucks up, and they're all the same, they're all spoiled, they're all entitled, all that sort of shit.
But with the amount of money players are getting paid these days, I guess that's got to be expected, isn't it?
Do you reckon, like, you should be able to talk shit to anyone that's on a certain amount of money? Like,
no, not. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, I guess you just have to expect people to try to treat you that way. I guess that's the Australian way, isn't it? Like, if someone's doing well, it seems sometimes most people in Australia, they got a real problem with it. Like it's like some. Would you see
that in Canada?
I wouldn't say that in Canada. No way. In Canada, they cut both teams. But in Australia, it seems sometimes if someone sees someone doing really well for himself, they just got a real issue with it. Well, not everyone, obviously, but some people, and it's just easy to have a crack at people, and it's just, I don't know.
Is it something that can change over time, or is it too ingrained in us as a culture?
I don't know. I think it's pretty ingrained in us, isn't it? You know what I mean? Look at Cherry. He's done well. He's never stuffed up off the field. He's been a real good role model. Great player, but he cops it off everyone. Great dad, and he cops it off people, but I think it's backed off a bit now, which is good. But I don't know. I'm not worried about the NRL anymore.
Big deal. All right, so here's a little Q&A part that we got from fans. Reach out to a few people.
This will be good.
Screaming. It's been the player who started the Battle of Brookie your proudest moment in football?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of when that game, that was like my 6th game of NRL, and playing at a a team that they had such a big rivalry with, Manly Melbourne. And I remember just running out for warm-up that night, and the place was just chockers. Like, I'd never seen Brookie in my whole life that packed, and there was just like this feel in the air that it was just on, not fighting, but it was just like everyone just couldn't wait. And when I got on there, I just didn't know what was going on. I was just that pumped up, and a sort of fight happened, and then...
Who were you in with?
I think it was me and Hinchcliffe, and then Adam Blair got me an absolute beauty, and then it was just on, and then after that, once a fight happened, you know, Glenn Stewart and Adam Blair got sent off. I actually had a pretty good game, and then after, this is what really sort of got me. After, when I was leaving, a journo grabbed me and asked me about, you know, and during that game, we ended up with like 12 men. Wolfman broke his neck, and Melbourne were winning the comp at the time, so it was a tough game, and we come away with the win. And even after the game, you know, Des said to everyone that's one of the proudest and the gutsiest wins he's ever seen. And when I was leaving the ground, this journo grabbed me, and I was speaking to him, and he asked me not about the fight, about the game and stuff like that. And I said, you know, that was one of the best nights of my life.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, I was playing in front of...
6 games in.
Yeah, 6 games in. I played in this crazy game. It was a tough game.
Picking up matches.
Yeah. Just got me $3,000 a match here. Just heading down a wolf bar. But, it was... and then that got turned into... The fight was the best night of my life. And then I was just like this 21-year-old kid, played 6 games. And then I remember I was laying at home watching TV with my dad, and David Gallup got on the TV and said, like, it was, my comments were disgraceful and stuff like that. But I didn't actually say that about the fight. I said it about the game. But they just picked that one quote and put it with the fight.
Doesn't sound like journalists.
No. No.
Fuck you, journalists.
Yeah. So that sort of I got suspended for 4 games after that.
Oh, really? And then it rolled into a final, didn't it?
Yeah, and so...
Did that cost you a spot in the GF team?
Yeah.
That hurts.
I got back... I was free for the grand final.
Yeah.
Like my band finished, but at the end of the day, like, the boys that went in there, they won every game since, and so they couldn't drop anyone for me. You know what I mean? Which is completely fair enough. But yeah, at the end of the day, I always think...
Little ring would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I always think back thinking, you know, fuck, could have won a comp. But with that team, I thought it was normal. Like, I thought, oh shit, you know, probably play grand final next year or the year after, I'll get a grand final or something. It didn't even come close.
Yeah. Went to Parramatta. Yeah. Good choice, that one.
No, it's River.
After your fight with Hodges, if you knock him out, will you do a shoey?
Yeah, where's the essays?
We're going to pair around there. Might have to flick you on.
You and Normie coming in the ring.
Yeah, 100. Would you consider yourself a grub on the field? Tendencies.
Yeah, well, what's a grub, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not raking anyone's eyeballs, am I? Or like grabbing anyone by the balls, like
just straight for the neck with the shoulder.
Just straight for the head.
That's more height than anything, isn't it?
It's just a bad height difference and poor technique
and anger.
But no, I don't.
Jeez, these fans must love it. Do you ever regret being suspended more than you did actually playing? Thanks for the questions, man.
No, it didn't happen. So no.
What sessions has the Sandhill Warrior got you doing? Is that a...
Yeah, who knows the Sandhill Warrior?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I've actually, so every Sunday morning I've been up at the Sand Dunes.
Exclusive. YKTR Media exclusive.
These guys little spies out. Every Sunday morning, me and my dad and my brothers, when they were here, we head up to Palm Beach.
Is that where we went for Manly and that?
Yeah, it was awful up there. Anyways, we were doing a session, and then we've seen the Sandhill Warrior. He's, you know, famous up there. He owns those sand hills up there, and we just jumped in with him for one session, and then last week I jumped in with him the whole session. Went for over 2 hours. I reckon I would have done about 10 Ks in the sand. So he's good, mate. He loves it. He loves training, just working on a bit of mental strength. You know, 2 hours in the sand.
What's he tossing up?
Oh, mate,
do you know Ronnie Palmer? Has he got a bit of Ronnie Palmer?
Yeah. I guess I remember Ronnie. So I think West Tigers is doing a little bit with him, but mate, we're carrying sandbags up this hill, doing push-ups, sit-ups. He just loves it. He's in his Speedos. It's good. It's good Sunday.
Knowing you're Darcy and training with not someone that's too partial to training, how are you going to avoid this?
It's crazy, eh?
Being a recent victim of online bullying. What happened?
No, okay, yeah. So you've probably seen it.
You posted it. You shared it.
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah, but like I love banter on the internet. I can cop people telling me how shit I am and stuff like that. But I love having banter. But it's just when people get sort of personal. When you like in.
What did he say?
Oh, he was just saying how shit I was, which I already know. But then he's just like, just sort of wishing me a bad life.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It was just real nasty. But not that I give a shit, but then I looked at his profile and he's up there, posing in front of his employer, saying if anyone wants to come work for me. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try and make an example of this guy. So I put up where he works, a picture of him standing in front of his company logo. And
Did you get any backlash from it, or?
No, there's a lot of positive, but
do you know what's funny about that? Because a lot of people say someone gets in a fight with, say, Darcy Lussick on the street. Darcy Lussick come back to the NRL, he gets fined 20%. Imagine if he went back to his job and he got fined 20% of his way. I feel like people would act a little bit different, or publicly shamed. Do you know what I mean? That's the hardest part about it.
But online bullying is massive these days. Like, there's kids taking their lives over it. Like, you can say whatever you want to me. I don't really give a shit. I've been caught everything under the sun. But I just thought, what's this bloke? He must hate his life so much that he's got to go and just attack people. Yeah. So I put it up, and he actually straight away sent me an apology. Oh, I'm so sorry. Blah blah blah.
It's usually the case, bro. Yeah. Like, we've dealt with plenty of it. Like the amount of times I've sort of replied, but I hope everything's all right at home. And they go, "Fuck, sorry, man. I was having a bad day. I didn't mean to spray you."
And then
get back for selling fucking t-shirts.
It's cool. And anyways, and then the work called, like his employer called me and stuff like that, and I said,
and apologised. That's mad.
So it was good, and then it was funny. I logged on to Instagram the next morning where I was going to take it down after that night, and then it goes, "Oh, this post has been reported for bullying. It's been pulled down." So I'm the one getting bullied. Yeah. No, it's all good. Like, I love banter. Everyone loves banter. Everyone can handle banter, but it's just when people get personal and. No, this bloke wasn't hiding behind a fake account. I was doing it off like his work account. So I don't know how dumb you can get.
At least make a fake account before you're going to spray us.
Surely.
But we still, I don't like I get sprayed all the time, and I'm just trying to do
just trying to make a living. Just trying to put a roof over your head and get sprayed.
Sell a few t-shirts, make a few podcasts, a few vlogs, sell a few teas. Come on, man, let me live. All right, who would you knock out quicker, Petey or Normie?
Petey's a tough bastard.
In the boxing match, I feel like Petey's coming straight for you, straight down the middle.
Yeah, he's just no rules. Whereas Normie, he's too fast for anyone. He'd be dancing around and get away from you. So
he had apparently at the Bronx, Denon was telling me one time they had like a bit of a thing, and he was in there with, I think it was Hoffy. Oh yeah, I reckon he's just picking Hoffy apart. Just that long rangey thing. I think Norm's throws him okay. So he says.
Oh, wait till he hears this. He's going to be carrying on.
So, who was it? So
what was the question again?
Who would you knock out first out of Petey or Normie?
Shit.
You've already clipped Normie, haven't you?
Yes, you have.
I just thought of this as a yes, you have.
I haven't.
This has already been brought up on the podcast.
Normie, I'd not Normie yet.
No, tell us what happened in the bus in Seattle.
What? I don't remember.
I'll tell people what happened. Normie reckons he woke up and he had a fat lip and just sat down. What happened? And you go, nah, Darcy just knocked you out. Any tricks in the story or?
No.
All right, last question. You're on the bender and you get to pick 3 mates to go with. Who are you taking?
I have to go the original crew, don't I?
Oh, really? Yeah.
3.
That's hard to know. Actually, let's go 4. Let's bring a footy bench. You got 4. Okay. Who and why?
Corey Norman, captain, coach, energy. Just energy.
Just loves it, doesn't he?
Just energy.
Old Normie, not new Normie. Paranormie.
I'll bring you along so we can all get bagged out for 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. Got a good bit of banter.
Yeah, banter.
I'll bring some clothes in that as well.
Yeah, bring some clothes. Yeah, bring day 2 clothes.
It's not a day 2 if you change clothes, isn't it?
Bring pizza along. We need some negativity in the group.
Just to balance it out.
Yeah. And who else? I don't know. Who's one of them? George Tafua.
Oh, just
one of the greats. Just
on the aux squad.
Yeah, and he'll bring some fucking good music.
Yeah. All right, so this is the last question. Yeah. Fight predictions for the punters out there.
Fight predictions?
Yeah.
Me winning.
What, round or
1. And then I'm done. Out of there.
Is that the tactic? You going straight for a knockout or what?
I hope so, but
I feel like as much training as you've done, it reminds me of footy in pre-season. You know, you get to round one, you get to the second minute.
Yeah, you can't breathe.
It's going to be the same shit, isn't it?
Same, you feel good in training, and then you get out and you think, fuck, what have I done in the last 12 weeks? Have I even trained?
Shouldn't have that bare fucking 4 weeks ago. I'm feeling it now. Start thinking about Christmas Day and shit, eh? All right, bro. Thanks for jumping on the show. I really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but luck for your fight and look forward to seeing you kill it in Toronto.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Thank you. Bye.